Hi everybody, welcome to Isola.design. We are live from Copernico from Isola neighborhood, and today we are glad to interview two British designers from UK, from London, about their project 19 Chairs. So here, Will and Tom Butterfield. Hi
Hey.
guys.
Hello.
Guys. We'll talk today about your project that we already talked about it in an article in our magazine. And you started your project last year during lockdown, during the beginning, the first 19 days of lockdown in UK. And you are two brothers, right? And this is the first time you're working together. So tell us something about your project, how it started, everything.
So it started, as you said, at the very beginning of the first lockdown in London. I was working as a furniture and product designer, and I was on the furlough scheme, which meant that I had a lot more time on my hands at home. And as I'm someone who likes to spend a lot of time in the workshop and doing a lot of designing through making, I kind of wanted to stay creative somehow, just from home without being able to go into work and use the workshop there. I decided that I wanted to design and build some chairs. It was just kind of as simple as that. And I designed maybe 50 different types of chairs, all from using the same material that was just 25 mil square section timber. And then one day ordered about 500 meters of wood that arrived on the back of a lorry and myself a chop saw, and then just made like a little workshop at the end of the garden and then just started making them. And it was only really until I spoke to Will about the project that it kind of became the project that it came today.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was just at university finishing up my final year at a university just down the road. So I came back on a weekend and saw that Tom was kind of making these chairs, and you had already kind of shown various different designs that you were going to be making, and I thought that it's great to kind of stay creative in such kind of difficult and potentially uncreative times. And I then thought that, there's definitely something more to this than what you might first think. So it was until then that we kind of put our ideas together, and we thought that actually we could do something with these chairs for a better cause, and we can actually start raising some awareness. And then suddenly we decided on a brief that we would send to that. Tom then went through a series of kind of making these chairs over 19 days. And then we sent them out to 19 different creatives to rework their chair. And we briefed them to reinvent, reimagine, or redesign your chair with an older person in mind. And that's to connect our collaborators with our charity Age UK.
Okay, yeah. So as you said, it took like 2 steps for the project, but your first object of inspiration was the chair. But there's something behind why you choose the chair as an object. Can you tell us something about?
Yeah, I guess the chair is something that we're all so familiar with, and everyone kind of understands, etc. And as a furniture designer, I mean, it's kind of what I love to design. And yeah, so just sort of wanted to. I mean, building a chair is quite a physical, big thing as well, and something that I haven't really done before in terms of to design one myself. It normally gets sent off to factories, etc. So it was more just a design process through just being experimental. There was no real limitations. I wasn't designing for anybody or anybody else. It was just see what I could do with just an easily sourced material in times when everything was kind of shut and on hold at the moment. So it was kind of more just a bit of a process of being experimental, kind of artistic as well. If you've seen the chairs, they're not necessarily the most functional or comfortable, but it's more sort of graphic. They take more graphic sort of typology and kind of look.
We can show the chairs that the designers made.
Yeah.
So this was the second stage after they were reworked.
Yeah. I will share the screen. Okay, here.
Yeah, so this is the chairs after they were reworked by the 19 creators that we sent them out to. So as Will said, we gave them the brief, and this is how they all came back. And they all came back, as you can see, in different sort of shapes and forms, and no two really looked the same from each other, which was great.
Yeah.
Really. But it's so just touching upon the brief that I mentioned. So because this started back at the beginning of the lockdown, we chose to raise money for Age UK, which is a charity that we as a family are connected to. So it made sense, and especially because COVID still does affect the elderly generation significantly. But then in light of the Black Lives Matter movement that happened later on throughout that lockdown, we decided that we would raise 50% of the profits would go towards resourcing racial justice. So the brief was sent out before we chose to raise money for resourcing racial justice as well as Age UK, but the brief kind of focuses towards turning the chair into a seat that is more functional and practical for an older person, or was to redesign it with an older person in mind. Some collaborators took that quite literally. Some people didn't necessarily stay too on track with the brief, but it was more just a way to kind of guide our collaborators in some sort of way, rather than just to do whatever you like with your chair.
Yeah. So it's you said that there's something more about this project. So you're going to do an auction on May, and so you choose these two realities, and that's really good because it's a project born like in the COVID, where there's a lot of difficulties and a lot of people from different ages, different societies. They gone through a lot, so it's really good for this. And do you think the project will continue, or I don't know? There's going somewhere. It is going somewhere. This project then.
Well, in terms of what we have planned for 19 chairs after the exhibition and auction, we don't plan to take it forward as it stands right now, because the pieces will be sold and then sent off to the winning bidders. But we have a couple of things in the pipeline that we can't announce at the minute, but we hope we will be able to kind of announce soon, as and when we know a little bit more and it's a bit more concrete. But yeah, we have a couple of things that should carry the legacy of 19 chairs forward after the exhibition and auction. But at the minute, our priorities lie at selling the pieces at auction and exhibiting them in May time.
Yeah, so I believe when I read about the auction, I thought it like the project will continue living in our houses, like from the and thanks to the proceeds, it will continue living also with resourcing racial justice and AGK. I believe that. And do you think you two are going, because this is the first work of you two working together? So do you think you will like work on something else together, or maybe not?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time we've worked together, but I guess it's also been the first opportunity we've actually had to work together. I mean, Will's only just graduated from uni at the end of last year, so we kind of didn't waste any time. We kind of collaborated together pretty much straight away. So yeah, potentially in the future. I mean, we both have separate jobs that are kind of starting back up again now as things start to lift here in the UK. So I guess our main focus for the time being will be on that, and also finishing off the project and other things that are happening from the project. But yeah, I guess never say never, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. But we also, these kind of exciting opportunities that we have beyond the auction and exhibition, that will be our space to kind of continue working together. But it will still be carrying the 19 chairs concept and legacy forward. So whether we introduce new projects entirely together, we will have to wait and see. But 19 chairs should continue in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I believe that too. And I want to ask you something, going back a little bit. You said that the project starts from for show that creativity must go on. So it was like difficult for you to be like creative in that moment, staying at home all the time. Like how was the creativity process during lockdown?
Well, I think I didn't particularly find it a struggle. I think I saw the lockdown as an opportunity to do some projects that maybe I've always wanted to do in the past, but never really had time because of busy schedules of work, etc., and weekends. So I kind of saw it as an opportunity to try and be more creative and do stuff that maybe I wouldn't have been able to do if I was just if things were normal and we were kind of working. So it made me feel more creative in a way that I could sort of do my own design work and I wouldn't have to sort of be judged by someone on I'm not designing for a particular reason or a particular person or a particular environment. It was just kind of do what you want to do, no restrictions, and I kind of found it quite quite inspiring, really.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to. Well, obviously, we wouldn't have been able to do the project if it wasn't for COVID. But I also think the success of getting our collaborators involved came down to we timed it right. I think our collaborators were more willing, or they had more time on their hands, as did everyone. So I think it was a great opportunity to work on a self-initiated project, also with other people that I don't believe we would have necessarily been able to do otherwise because of busy schedules, and I think it opened up a new opportunity that we just took the most of the time that we had in such a we just had to adapt fast and opened that kind of opportunity that wouldn't have been.
So you did like more network during COVID time than maybe normal time, right?
Yeah.
I think there were plenty more people sort of willing to help out, and as I said, Will said they just have more time on their hands, so we're happy to get involved. And I guess it's something for them, potentially all their projects had sort of paused as well, so they saw it as a good opportunity as well for themselves. So
yeah, because sometimes I thought that maybe it was the opposite, because I felt the opposite. I have to admit, because maybe I don't know, you cannot see so many people, so maybe you are more like I don't know, with no like sources of inspiration. But I'm glad that that from this bad time came like such a beautiful project. And do you want to share with us something else about 19 projects or the future projects, or I don't know?
Well, I guess, we should probably mention a little bit more about the auction and the exhibition and how they're going to actually operate. So the auction is due to go live on May the 1st, and it will last for the entire month. So it will close on May the 31st. And we're currently building the website, and it should be launched on May the 1st as we plan. And each piece will sell on May the 31st at half-an-hour intervals. That's how that will work. But then between the 20th and the 23rd of May, we have an exhibition at Protein Studios, which will be the first time all 19 chairs have been exhibited under one roof together. So we're excited to do that. And we've got some sponsors on board. So, with also lockdown lifting in May time and COVID dependent, it's looking hopeful that we'll be able to do a exciting exhibition where we can have people together and we can have a beer together in the sun and celebrate, whilst also exhibiting and seeing all of the chairs together for the first time before they then get sold the following week, which who knows what will happen with that. We can only cross our fingers and hope.
Okay, so we're looking forward for the auction, and I will put like down below the link for to your website and to know more about your project, and we will see. So we can't wait to see your exhibition, and we would like maybe sometimes who knows, maybe in September we're glad to meet at Milan Design Week. Will be a beautiful time to meet each other. And okay, so if you don't want to share something else with us, the interview it's okay and done. And I wish you a good day and good luck for everything, for the auction, and thanks for your project. It's really beautiful again, and thanks everybody for watching us.
Great.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.